Okay, the Malaysian Palm Oil Certification Council is an independent organization that has been set up primarily to further develop and implement the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil, or in short MSPO certification scheme for the whole country, involving all the three regions of Malaysia, Peninsula, Sabah and Sarawak. The main objective is to make sure that the scheme developed is credible, it is accepted by the buyers of Malaysian palm oil, especially in key markets that are sensitive to, that are environmentally sensitive, such as Europe. You're looking at the EU market, you're also looking at the US market and the Australian market. So this is very important to provide the assurance to buyers of Malaysian palm oil that the palm oil in the product that is being sold to them comes from well-managed or sustainably managed planted areas. The scheme itself involves the development of the MSPO standards, further refining of the standards and further strengthening of the standards. The standards are based on the 7 principles that cover all the aspects, economic, social and environmental aspects of sustainability. Like we mentioned that the 3 P's, the people, the profits and the planet. So basically you're looking at all the 3 issues which I have mentioned. See, so the 7 principles cover all these aspects, and we make sure that the auditing process itself is credible by way of accreditation of certification bodies. The auditors who do the job must be competent enough to carry out auditing against the requirements of the MSPO standards. So far, we have the MSPO standards were launched in November 2013, and 2014, 2015, and the early part of this year, number of audits have taken place, both pilot audits as well as main audits of planted areas. And by the end of September this year, we have got more than 200,000 hectares certified, both big and small. Also involves 9 SPOCs. SPOCs are the Sustainable Palm Oil Clusters, where the small individual, independent smallholders are grouped together so that they can be certified under one entity, under one group certification. So we have got 9 SPOCs that have already been certified. More than 5,300 hectares have been certified for smallholders. So you're looking at quite an area that has been certified. Also, we have certified 20 mills against the Part 4 requirements of the MSPO standards. So these mills basically provide the assurance that they are operating in a very sustainable manner in compliance with the requirements of the MSPO standards. So far, 13 companies involving that 200,000 hectares have already got this certification. The MSPO certification, the certificate is valid for 5 years, but subject to annual surveillance audits. So every year, the auditors will have to come back and assess the area again to ensure continued compliance to the requirements of the MSPO standards. Besides the 13 companies, like what I mentioned just now, we have also got 9 clusters, SPOCs, which have also been certified.
Okay. How well received has the international community been towards this certification?
MSPO certification scheme is a national scheme, right? Of course, you have the other scheme that is already in place many years ago. In 2004, the RSPO scheme came about, and they have got a 10-12 year head start compared to MSPO, right? But this is a national agenda. What is important is that we want, if possible, every planted area within the country to be MSPO certified, to provide that assurance to the world that we are managing our planted areas in a very sustainable manner. Last week, I was at the European Palm Oil Alliance conference in Warsaw, and there we made a presentation on MPOCC and the MSPO certification scheme. And we have been very well received. You know, there have been many inquiries as to how they can now obtain MSPO certified palm oil and palm oil products, and we will certainly follow up on that enthusiasm as far as the certification under MSPO scheme is concerned. So these are, like what we say, exciting times for us, that MSPO slowly is being recognized as one of the credible schemes for oil palm certification.
Okay, what are the merits of MSPO?
We basically, again, going back to the 7 principles that are contained within the MSPO standard. But most importantly, this is a national scheme. It involves the relevant stakeholders within the country. What is important is that Malaysian stakeholders will determine what is required out of the planted areas in terms of sustainability requirements and so forth. So the merit now lies within the scheme being a national scheme, which is then put together by Malaysian stakeholders for Malaysian planted areas. So that is the huge merit of the scheme. Besides that, the accreditation process is in compliance with ISO accreditation, meaning to say that we use the accreditation process that is approved by the Department of Standards Malaysia. Department of Standards Malaysia, or in short Standards Malaysia, is the national accreditation body, and they are the ones who are responsible for accreditation of certification bodies who carry out auditing against Malaysian standards. And our MSPO standards are Malaysian standards, or what we call MS 2530 2013 series standards. Of course, MPOCC just started operations early this year. For us, we are at the tail end of the 100-year period, but nevertheless, the certification agenda coming together after almost 90 odd years of the oil palm industry, and towards the tail end as we moved into the next say century for oil palm in Malaysia. These are exciting times that we can now tell the world that you know, you got to believe in us, because through third-party verification we can now prove to the world that we sustainably manage our oil palm plantations, and what you get from Malaysia comes from well-managed areas.